Today, I am joined by Spokane Chiefs defenseman. He was the 17th overall selection at the 2018 WHL draft. You might hear his name get called at the 2021 NHL draft whenever that is scheduled. But I am pleased to welcome Graham Sward. Graham, how are you doing today?
Good. How about yourself?
I am doing well. Let's talk about what you've been doing so far. It's such a unique and interesting year. Obviously, it's been difficult for our players who haven't been able to play. But what have you been doing to stay on the ice, to stay healthy, and to stay fit?
With COVID and stuff, different things have been shut down, restrictions and stuff, kind of bounced around a bit. But once I got home, I started skating right away with some private skills sessions and stuff. And then through the summer, more skills, stuff like that. And then I trained a little bit with the Chilliwack Chiefs. They let me come out to a couple of their practices at the beginning of the year. Me and a couple other WHL guys got to skate out in Chilliwack with a couple of their players would come out and just kind of fill in the numbers. But yeah, there's not really too much going on with COVID. It's kind of been a weird year for sure, but trying to stay in the gym and stay on the ice and prepare for the next season.
Yeah, saying that mental focus, that sharpness that you need right now. You don't get distracted and, go off with your friends that are just hanging out on the weekends, having a good time. You got to keep committed. It's, it's a great lesson. It's a good opportunity too, to work on that mental toughness. But when we look back on last year for yourself, a really, really strong defensive core on that Spokane Chiefs team. You have a guy, Ty Smith. He's currently in the NHL. He's at a point a game for a defenseman. I mean, how unbelievable is that? You look at Philip Kral, another guy who signed an NHL contract. But for yourself coming in at 16, what were those guys able to teach you, and what did you learn from having such a good, experienced veteran group on the back end?
Having those guys there was great. I know Smitty really helped me a lot. Everyone helped me, Crawler, Smitty, Kinger, Bobby Russell, Duker. Matt LeDuc, while he was with us, he got hurt there, but I took a little bit out of kind of everyone. I came in with the mentality, try to just be a sponge and soak up as much as I could, because obviously those guys are veteran guys in the league and they're there for a reason. So that was kind of one thing I tried to focus on, was just to learn a little bit from everyone. But yeah, I definitely learned a lot of stuff. Practice, they kind of pull me aside and kind of show me how to do things and try this, try that, different stuff. So I definitely learned a lot from those guys, and I really appreciate all of them.
And what's interesting is you're going to be that guy in a few years who's helping that next generation of players that are coming through. And it's, that's where that culture is built. It's through great leadership like that passed down through the players. And, it's not just about learning how to play in the league, but it's about learning about the league. I mean, you made a big jump from your 15-year-old year in the BC Major Midget Hockey League with the Fraser Valley Thunderbirds to the Spokane Chiefs. What were the biggest adjustments that you had to make once you actually made the Chiefs roster and were a regular player on that team?
Obviously the difference between midget hockey here in BC and the WHL is night and day. Those guys are our future NHL players, some of them, and not a knock on midget hockey. I had a great time playing major midget, but just the level of compete and the intensity and the speed and the strength is just, it's amazing. You're playing against guys who are a year or two older than you, to playing guys who are 20, full-grown men. That was probably the biggest jump, was just the speed and the strength, and kind of learning how to play my game and gaining a little bit of confidence is definitely big. I think all young guys kind of struggle with that whole confidence thing. I think that's pretty natural, but that was probably the biggest jump for me, was just kind of learning what I could do, what I couldn't do, the difference between midget and the dub.
Well, let's talk about that confidence and learning what you can and can't do. We've got a goal clip here. You scored 2 goals last season. The first one was an absolute snipe from the blue line. You put it right underneath the bar. We talked about it before, but this is just a really fun goal. It shows that hockey IQ and the confidence that you're talking about. So let's just pull it up here. And then if you could kind of take us through what you remember about this play, and we'll just go from there.
Yeah. So, I didn't really have to do too much, if I'm honest. That's a pretty impressive play by Zuni. Just to see that pass and to see that lane there. Growing up as a kid, you always hear your coaches barking at the forwards to go to the net. drive the net. So that's what I'd heard in the past, and that's kind of what I did. Just drove the net with my head down, try to push that D-man back, and Zumi found me back door, which it was a great pass. So I didn't really have to do too much on that one, but yeah, it was definitely nice to score. Owe it all to Eli though.
Well, last season, 55 games, 2 goals, 15 assists, 17 points. A really, really good season for a defenseman like yourself. I see you as a Joel Edmondson type of defenseman who can play that tough game, but is also super, super reliable in his own end, but can provide that offense. And I mean, you've already shown that at 16 with the points that you put up last year. But what's the step you want to take in this upcoming season when it comes to the development of your game?
Yeah, I mean, obviously every hockey player wants to contribute to the team. Just trying to figure out how you can contribute. And I think I kind of learned a little bit last year about my game and kind of what I bring to the team. So yeah, that's definitely some going into my next season. I want to contribute more in terms of points and from the blue line, try and score a little bit more and help the team win games on the score sheet. But at the same time, I still want to be a reliable guy on the back end and kind of play my position and stop their top line from scoring would be my goal this season. But yeah, obviously just to come in and contribute a little bit more than I did last year and kind of bring the same mentality I had last year, just to keep learning and try and improve every day.
Well, talking about that improving every day, there's guys that have, daily routines that they do on skill development. There's guys that have, they bring in their lunch every single day. It's the weirdest combination of foods you've ever seen, but they swear it makes them a better player. Is there something that you have that, you work on after practice or you work on in the gym? That's your own little way of navigating your own development?
I mean, no, not really. I don't have one thing that I kind of stick to. I try to kind of work on things for a little while and then kind of find something that also needs work. I mean, having Adam Maglio as our RD coach last year, he's our head coach now, was really good for me. Helped me a lot with kind of the transition into big boy hockey and kind of the little details and how important they can be. So that was something I definitely worked on a lot last year, and I'll probably continue to work on this season coming up too.
Oh, Mags talking about the big boy hockey. I love it. My last question for you here. It's been about 10 months now since the pandemic has shut down essentially the world. Has there been something that you've started, like a hobby or a TV series, a book that has gotten you through the pandemic?
No, not really. I've started a couple TV series, but most of them are finished now. I mean, it's been a little while. So lots of Netflix in my off time. I know here in BC, we got a lockdown. You're not really allowed to see anyone. Try to stay in your own house, only travel if it's essential. So a lot of time spent with my family and lots of Netflix, video games with my buddies. Try to stay in touch with those guys. I got a couple friends playing in the BCHL, so they're not close to home right now. So video games are kind of how we would hang out. But yeah, I don't really have any hobbies. I'm not a big reader or building planes type of guy. I kind of tend to just stick to my Netflix, and I watched a lot of The Ranch. I've watched it twice now, actually, on Netflix.
The Ranch, that's your go-to. Well, you might be interested. I just started this show, Yellowstone, on Amazon Prime. If you haven't gotten a chance to watch that.
Yeah, I saw that. I saw a commercial for it the other day. I thought it looked pretty good, but I got to get through Sons of Anarchy first.
Oh, yeah, trust me. Get through Sons and then get to this show. It's unreal. But Graham, thank you so much for taking time out of your day today. I wish you all the best of luck as you prepare for the start of the season and that you and your family stay safe and healthy throughout this time.
Awesome. Thank you. I appreciate it.